fall close in a sigh. We fall close. We fall.
Hello. Hey, Sandro Pedro. What's up?
We fall close.
Here we go. So, yeah, it's been a while. I can't even remember when was the last time I did tactics. So I think it's time to do tactics, especially because I don't have a lot of time. I have like 1 hour or so to stream. So I thought, why not going back to solving tactics on the stream? People usually liked it, so let's do it. Okay, what do we have here? Queen took something on d4. But I guess it was a pawn. Let me see. Yeah, it was a pawn. So material is we're a pawn down. The rook is defended, so queen takes queen. Not really interesting. We're just a pawn down. But I'm thinking, since the queen is defended with the knight and only with that, what about rook takes knight? Rook takes knight. The idea is if he trades on f6, I have this Wissenschuk rook takes e1, and I won a piece. So that seems okay. That seems okay. I'm removing the defender, so rook takes e2. He pretty much has to take on f6, otherwise, yeah. So is it that simple? It cannot be that simple. What can white do instead? I mean, the queen is attacked. If he trades on f6, rook takes e1 is easy. Bishop takes f7. Not so hard to see. It's the only check he has. Bishop takes f7, and then if I take with the king, queen takes f6 is check. That's the difference. And if I take with the queen, then I no longer attack his queen. So I guess after bishop takes f7, I have to play king h8, because king f8, there's queen takes knight check. Okay, so rook takes e2, bishop takes f7 check, king h8, that wins. Now I'm seeing another idea for white. Rook takes e2, queen takes knight. How am I winning there? I have the feeling I should be winning. Like, rook takes g2 then. Rook takes g2 is a forced win. It is a forced checkmate. Okay, so I think I covered all the possibilities for white. The obvious queen takes f6 that loses the piece immediately. The check here, I go to h8, and if white tries to regain the piece, I just take on g2 and it's checkmate. Good. Yes. Yes. And that's it. Yay! It was nice to see the checkmate, just to show. Here if white takes the piece back, we take here, and this is checkmate next move, queen g2. And if king here, well, I mean, I didn't even consider this, but I guess just this, it's gonna be checkmate. Okay, next. Bishop b3. So I really want to take that bishop and promote this pawn. Can I do that? Maybe a little bit too much. Now this knight is tight defending this rook for the moment, if I keep the queen there. So that can be interesting. Yeah, the problem is if I take with the rook and he takes, my queen is on pre, so I cannot play like... Oh, that's beautiful! Look at this. Rook takes, pawn takes, queen takes f1, knight takes, c2, and there's no way to stop the promotion. Am I right? I think there's no way to stop the promotion there. Rook takes b3, pawn takes, queen takes f1 check, knight takes, what else? c2, and the pawn covers the d1 square, and the knight can't do anything about the promotion. That's beautiful. If queen takes d6, I take with the king. Even with the pawn wins. That's a beautiful idea. Now, if that's winning, I guess after rook takes b3, white can try something different. But what? The knight is tied to defending the rook, so probably moving the rook. Let's say rook here. So rook takes b3, rook a1. Because the idea to do it the other way around, I don't think it works. Queen takes a1, knight takes, rook takes b3. Any move will work for a while, like queen back to d1 or something. So I need to do it in this order. Rook takes b3, pawn takes, queen takes f1. So I guess after rook takes b3, white has to find some move different than taking the rook. And should I continue calculating, or I'm just too much material up? I'm scared because the rook's still on pre and he's trying to go rook a7 or... then rook b7. Yeah, rook b7. And if rook a8, I don't think white really has a threat. Okay, so I think this should work. Yeah, okay. Now I need to continue. It's a pity that white didn't allow queen takes f1, but of course that was very obviously losing to be the best line for white. So now the rook is still en pre. And what's white's idea? Maybe the queen wants to come here to attack this guy. Not easy to defend, because if king g8, queen check wins the pawn with check. That's terrible. So yeah, queen d7. I guess it's the threat. It has to be. It has to be the threat. So again, as against rook a1, maybe I just go rook back to b7. Then d7 is protected, c8 is protected. It feels right. Yeah, I think that has to be the move. I'm not 100% sure, but it makes a lot of sense. Okay, there we go. Nice. 2 out of 2. That's good. Karokti has followed. Thank you, buddy. I hope you like the stream. Now let me show the beautiful line that makes rook takes b3 work. White cannot take because of this amazing move, queen takes f1 check. Knight takes c2, and there's no way to stop this pawn from promoting. That's very beautiful. And against... Okay, white went queen g4, threatening queen d7, so rook b7 protecting. Against rook a1, I think the idea is the same. I'm not sure, but I thought the idea is the same, to prevent rook a7, because our weak pawn is f7. As long as we defend it. Oh, in this case, no. Yeah. Now I see why queen g4 and not rook a1. Rook a1 also undefends this pawn. So we're in time to play like rook here, and if rook here happens... Oh no, the queen is attacking. No, then rook b7 is probably necessary, yes. Yes. Okay, let's continue. Knight takes e4. Was that a pawn? No, that was a knight. So, generally speaking, we want to take here. Why can't we? Now there's another idea. A second idea is to take on e4. We still threaten the bishop, and we threaten to win the queen with knight f6 check. So that might be better, because black already took a piece. We're a piece down, so taking a piece on e7 is not necessarily the best. Although this knight is pinned. Ah, no, there's knight e6. No, there's no knight e6 with the bishop on e7. This is tricky. So bishop takes e7. What is black's idea? Knight e5 maybe. And if I take on e4, he takes on e7. Yeah, so knight e5 probably saves the day for black. Now, if knight takes e4, we took the piece back, and we're threatening the piece, and we're threatening the queen. How does black defend? Knight e5 does not work, because knight f6 anyway, and we take the queen. So what can black do? If bishop takes d5, knight f6 again. So yeah, black can get like 2 pieces for the queen, but that shouldn't be good. Is there a way for black to save the queen and defend the bishop? Or a way to save the queen and after that trap our bishop? I don't see it. I don't see it. Hey, Peter Spidler. I guess you're not Peter, right? Yeah, I don't see anything for black. After knight takes e4, let's say the queen moves, or or it gets defended, like some rook to b8. Let's say the rook on f8. No, I know you're not Peter. As far as I know, Peter's nickname is Porborta, and anyway, I don't expect him in my channel. So let's say the rook from f8 defends the queen, with the idea that after bishop takes e7, we're not threatening the rook. Can he like play f6 then and trap my bishop? That's the only idea I find for black. To defend the queen, and after I take the piece, trap my piece. But I always have the d6 square. Yeah, there's no way to trap my bishop. I don't see it. Okay, I think it's easy, this this puzzle. Yeah, I'm a little bit concerned whenever I see a clear tactic. I'm concerned because there might be something I'm missing. Okay, good job. Let's continue. CD. Well, I'm realizing that I have a very, well, not very, but a low rating, and maybe that's why these problems are not so hard. Okay, anyway, in this position, after the opening of the C file, of course, rook c7 is screaming to be played. I don't know where that bishop goes. If bishop c8, maybe queen c6. Yeah. And if rook b8, okay, rook c7 is definitely one idea. What other ideas do we have? We don't have a good way to put a knight on e5, which would be great to reinforce the ping. Like, for example, knight f3 is very slow. Black is in time to castle, probably. And when I say probably, I guess black can castle. Yeah, bishop b5 is another way, but again, black has time to castle because the knight is so far very well protected. So I think winning the tempo on the bishop is key in this position. most likely. So I think rook b8 is the only move, but then queen takes a7. No. Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see a good move for black, because if bishop c8, queen c6 threatens. It's a double threat to the bishop and the rook. So let's say rook c7. What does black do? How does black save the bishop? Again, rook b8, queen takes a7, the bishop still attacked. Okay, maybe that's lying. Rook, maybe that's the best black has. Rook b8, queen takes a7, maybe there's something better than queen takes a7, but queen takes a7, attacking the bishop again. Bishop c8, and I'm seeing that maybe I sacrificed the queen there. Let me see. After bishop c8, queen takes b8 check, knight takes b8, bishop b5 check, and rook c8, and I regain the queen. Yes, Kira, I'm with you. I think rook c7 is by far the best first move. I'm trying to see the whole line, though, because that's what I do tactics for. I want to practice. The whole part of the tactics training, and yeah, I'm trying to calculate. After rook b8, queen takes a7, bishop c8. I mean, black's position is terrible, and I think even bishop b5. I was thinking about sacrificing on b8 and then playing bishop b5 check to regain the queen, but regain the queen by taking a piece. That was my point. But maybe bishop b5 first. And he cannot castle. Yes, he can. Ah, no, he cannot castle because I just take the rook. The queen is no longer defended if black castles. Huh. Yeah, so that has to be awesome. I'm gonna play rook c7. And okay, I guess, yeah, I think queen takes a7 is awesome, but let me see if there's something even stronger here that I'm missing. I might be missing something. Bishop b5 first. Bishop b5, castles, queen takes a7. That sort of transposes, although maybe it doesn't. I'm concerned. Every time I see two lines that transpose, I'm missing something, and one is winning and the other is not. So bishop b5 first. He is not forced to castle. That's the point. So that's the difference. So for example, maybe queen d8 solves some problems. Ah, queen takes a7, queen d8 I didn't see, or queen d6. No, then I take on b7. What am I saying? So queen takes a7 forces bishop c8. That's the most forcing line. I'm gonna do it. Okay, this was easy. I thought it was easy. I'm struggling now to understand what is best now. So what's the material? We're a piece up. So now we take on d7. We're giving an exchange. And after knight takes d7, we go queen b7. And we're we have two pieces for a rook plus a pawn. Yeah, that has to be great. But do I have any other thing? I don't think I have anything else. Yeah. I didn't like this because I didn't see this in advance and it took me by surprise. This Queen d8, rook a8. I didn't see this maneuver. I thought he had to do this. And then I wasn't sure about bishop b5 immediately or queen takes. Bishop b5, the good news is black cannot castle because simply this, taking the rook. The queen is no longer defended on e7. So this is really annoying for, yeah, this is really annoying for black because I'm threatening. Let's do a stupid move to show what I'm threatening. I'm threatening this basically. The knight is pinned, and let's do this other stupid move. Then after this, I have this, and eventually I'm regaining the queen with a lot of material also. So probably bishop b5 immediately better than this that I tried to calculate. Although this is also great, the point is any piece that lands here is going to be pinned, so at least I regain the queen. Okay, let's continue. A win is a win, and a solved puzzle is a solved puzzle. Okay, this is the kind of position I usually like to calculate because it must be easy to calculate. Now, we're a piece down for a pawn, so I guess the exposed king might be our compensation. Maybe we can win this bishop also. So first question is probably why not taking the bishop, and second question is, do I have a checkmate or something starting with rook e8? Yeah, maybe that has to be the first question. Okay, rook e8. If king h7, black has a problem because queen h5, and I trade queens and I take the rook, exchange up, pawn up, save king, that's winning. So king h7 is not possible. King f7 is possible. Huh. I might have rook 1 to e7 then. Yeah, in that case I might have rook e7, and after the trade of queen for two rooks, queen takes g7 wins the rook on c3. That has to be winning also. So that leaves us with the only other move, rook takes, then rook takes, check, and again king here. King here is possible now. Yeah, that's a problem. No. I have queen h5. That's beautiful. Queen h5, queen here, queen f5, and if queen g6, rook h8, and if g6, rook e7, and mate. So yeah, queen h5 works there also. So after the trade and king f7, that's the only other line. I thought queen d7, but I'm realizing after king g6, rook e6, okay, I'm not checkmated, so that has to be winning also. Okay, so far I calculated all lines with rook e8 and they all seem winning, at least winning a rook. Well, not at least. In some lines I win a rook, but let's say at least having a queen against rook and bishop. I think that's the best black can get out of it. So I think that has to be the move. Because there's no other obvious checks. Rook takes d7 doesn't make sense. And rook takes bishop probably, yeah, it's just a pawn up. Shouldn't be winning. Okay, so let's go there. And now queen h5, queen f5, and now rook h8. Okay, it's funny that I have to do this move. I think I can get this one right. It's funny. Why why keeps it going the puzzle this move? Yeah, I don't get it. Okay, so yes, Ivanetti, I found it. Nice. Yeah, important lines. So I saw this was winning because after the queen trade I take the d8 rook. That was easy. King here was tricky. Maybe there's a better line, but I saw this one at least. This forces this trade, and this wins this rook. It's gonna be queen versus rook and bishop, and I think, you know, with the bishop here, it would be a different story. But with that bishop hitting here, it has to be a simple win. Now after the trade, again, these two moves to be considered. They went here, but this was the other option. And again, there's no mate here, king h2. The queen is pinned. It's going to be similar. Okay. Let's continue. Ooh. How many queens are hanging here? Hey, Chespatzer. You've made affiliate level. It's important to get a catchphrase? I don't know. I don't have one. Good evening, by the way. Yeah, I'm considering crazy moves that don't work because the queen attacks that square. What am I saying? And this does not work either, as far as I can see. So, okay. Let's start with the... I need to start with something. Let's start with rook takes queen. I think that's the most forcing I can get because this check doesn't feel right. Okay, I guess queen takes rook is also forcing. I'm gonna start with taking the queen. Seems easier to calculate. It's Wales. What do you mean, Sivanetti? Maybe I don't know how to spell whales. Maybe I'm saying the sea animal when I say whales. For the catchphrase. Some people you watch for chess say the same catchphrase over and over. Yeah, I understood when he explained that it's for your catchphrase. Okay, let's say rook takes, makes sense. And then if I take the rook, I'm an exchange up. That cannot be that easy. It cannot be that easy. United Chess says instead of taking on g6, taking on h3. But in that case, it's going to be equal. It's going to be... We're actually like a pawn down. Rook d3. Yeah, rook d3, it's a good looking move there. Oh, yeah. Yeah, rook d3 is beautiful. So rook takes c3, rook takes g6, rook d3. Yeah, that's a beautiful move. Both rooks are hanging, and white cannot take the rook on d3 because of the back rank mate. Yeah, that feels right. That feels right. Let's see. Can white do something different after rook takes queen? Yeah, not a lot of options. like, I don't know, if he takes on c3, we just take the rook on f6. No. Yeah, doesn't it doesn't feel wrong at all. Let's do it. Now we take the rook. There's no problems. Okay, nice. Let's continue. Oh, what is that king? What is that king? So first of all, knight f2 is a move. I don't think that that's gonna be the solution, because I really want to checkmate. I don't want to just take an exchange, although probably I'm taking a full rook. Okay, one option is to take that rook. What else do we have? This pawn is very weak, like queen g5 or queen h6 might also be ideas, or even 94. What else? We're a little bit behind in development, but I guess it's not important. Yeah, the only problem with this kind of move, or queen somewhere, well, especially with this move, is 95 will happen eventually. And I will need to go back here to defense c7. Maybe it's not that big a problem, but it can be a problem if I go out of that diagonal, although I have the d6 square also. Yeah. Okay, maybe I'm seeing ghosts. There's this move also, knight takes e3, I'm seeing now. Knight takes e3, also an interesting move. I guess I think white can get along with taking the knight. Yeah, but I guess if there's a problem, white just moves the queen and that's it. So maybe it's a stupid move. Now, what about queen f2? A lot of interesting ideas, but I don't see anything like clear besides taking that rook on h1. I don't want that. Yeah, because if I attack e3, I'm sort of threatening to take on e3 with the queen and then follow up with knight f2, knight takes d3 or something like that. So queen there, check. That's great for us. Yeah, also knight b4. Yeah, as long as the knight on e2 is pinned, d3 is gonna be lost also. Cameron Johnson has followed. Thank you, buddy. Oh man, this is like a great position. We have a great position. White is toasted, but I cannot decide between two interesting ideas. I guess I need to calculate. Okay. Queen there. King moves out. Yeah. So for example, queen f2, let's say. The knight is pinned. That's good, because that way the bishop is not going to defend this pawn. So queen f2, attacking e3. The king cannot escape here because the queen is lost. So king c1 is one move. Queen e1 might be another move. It seems losing to me. What else can white do? Like h3 maybe? Then I can at least take on e3 with either the queen or the knight. Everything seems so great that I don't know what to do. Yeah, he can try knight d5, but this is like in that specific position defending also e3. Yeah. That's true. That's totally true. That might refute the idea to go after the e3 pawn. But then, if if the solution is knight f2, then then I don't know. What happened in this game that king d2 happened? Well, after f takes, I'm gonna show after takes, instead of taking on e3, black went here, and white was scared of queen f2, queen takes e3, everything with check, but probably in this position knight e5 was better because the d2 square is always available, but white decided to go king d2, which I guess it's a blunder. And now let's see. So taking here doesn't feel right? After king takes, we're not like checkmating him or anything because we don't have material to checkmate. So I cannot sacrifice that easily. So knight f2 picks maybe a full rook, maybe an exchange. Maybe the point is to be able to save, like after queen here, knight takes, knight e5. Maybe the point is where to place the queen there to make that knight go out and not to lose the rook on a8 myself. But I guess queen d6 or queen d8. Porao has challenged me. No challenges, please. I'm doing tactics. Queen h6, knight d5, knight takes h2 could be something. Too crazy, right? Allowing knight takes c7 check and self-pinning our knight. I mean, I understand we're threatening knight f3 check, but if all of that it's just to win an exchange, and maybe we're also losing one on a8, no, I don't quite believe it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go for knight f2. I don't see anything else. Like any of these ideas against, after knight e5, I don't have enough power. Unless knight d4 is something. Unless knight d4 is some crazy idea there. Nah. Yes, I understand knight f3 check is the idea, but the problem is knight f3 check wins an exchange. If I want to win an exchange, why don't I go knight f2 here and avoid any counterplay? Like, if I go here, knight d5, knight takes h2, knight takes c7 check, we're the first to lose the rook. So even if we go knight f3 check, then he's gonna take the knight, we take the rook, and we better take the knight on a8. Knight g5 I was looking. Knight b4 you mean? Yeah. Yeah, I also thought about it, but it was nice in the lines where my queen is already here. If we do it first to prevent knight e5, that's an idea. The problem is, let's say a3. And what do I do? Sacrifice here? No, I don't think it works. Although it's interesting. Knight b4 here, a3, which is not forced. That's one problem. Knight takes d3, takes queen d6 check. King c2 is not possible, so knight d5 has to be played, and nah, we don't have anything there. No challenges, please. Oh, I have a challenge from one 2700 guy. A domestic, thanks. Oh, I need to answer this call. Sorry, give me a second. Okay, guys. So sorry, but I will I will have to end the stream after this puzzle. I can do this and maybe another one. That's gonna be it because I need to leave. We have to go to a concert tonight, and yeah, I need to leave like in 5 minutes. So yeah, this is very tricky position. Oh, Kira, thanks for the follow. I hope you like it. So guys, I'm gonna go knight f2 here. I'm gonna play it. It's been this session started in this +7, so it's been 6 problems solved in a row. It's time to fail one, right? Okay, now now this is the important thing. Do I go here? Do I go here? Oops. Do I go here? Do I go here? Or do I allow knight takes c7? There's no point in taking the queen. So actually allowing knight takes c7 is tricky, because let's say queen here, he can't take on c7 because after king d8 the queen is hanging and the knight is hanging. But then queen e1. Huh. So maybe I can. Yeah, okay. Okay. And keeping the knight defend doesn't feel right. So I'm between these two moves here. This is interesting because the queen seems a little bit more active. The problem is before it's covered. So let's say queen e1, knight takes. And the problem with the queen on d6 is c5, I guess. c5 is definitely a problem. So maybe this is the only move, queen d8. As ugly as it seems. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it, guys. There we go. Yes. Okay, this was by far the hardest problem of this session from my point of view, and I only get 2 points with this one. And the solution is not so complicated. The problem is you try to find something else in this position, and there's no something else. Okay, so I'm gonna do the final one more, and that's gonna be it. Let's hope it's not so complicated. Although I shouldn't end up failing. Okay. Okay, doesn't feel easy at all. Our king is a little bit exposed. Material count is equal. We're a pawn down, I think. And I really want to... Okay, we're taking a knight here, but maybe we're losing on the spot. With some rook takes e2 or d3. Everything's so scary here. Queen takes g2 also. Yeah, probably the main point of pushing this pawn is to take on g2. Makes sense. So knight takes h7 is probably what I would consider first. It seems very forcing. And one point is if queen takes g2, I do have knight f6, although the rook is hanging on g1 on h1, so maybe that's not a good move. What else? Well, taking the knight is definitely one option to consider, because then we're threatening check on f7, check on h7. Hey Violatic. Nice you showed up, but I'm this is the last this is the last tactic I do because I need to leave. Sorry about it. Maybe I stream later when I get back from the concert. I don't know. You've been getting way better at finding out tactics. That's good to hear. Okay, let's say I take the knight and queen takes g2 is probably the most not the most critical, but one of the critical lines. Then if I take on h7, king g7, I don't have any more checks. No. Then of course I'm stupid. I need to take on f7 to be able to take on h7 with the queen. And also take the rook with check. Yeah, in that case I'm winning. So after takes maybe... Yeah, queen takes d2 is not possible, so he has to choose. Let's say f takes... Well, anything. Pawn takes maybe? Okay, so I guess taking the knight wins a tempo, so why not taking it? What like bishop f3? Bishop f3, okay. It's an idea. Doesn't smell right, but it's definitely an idea. It prevents queen takes g2. It does prevent that. But again, I'm scared of some moves. Let's say, for example, d3. After bishop f3, d3. And I cannot take the queen because pawn takes queen is check, and then I lose the bishop. So I probably need to take the pawn on d3, and then after queen a4 check, I probably cannot go back to c2 because of rook d8 check, and I don't know, it's too scary having the king so exposed after d3. So bishop f3, okay, it's an idea, but on the one hand, I don't have many I don't have more time, so I need to choose one. And I think pawn takes is the most forcing. And I think every idea like bishop f3 can be played later, because I think after pawn takes knight, black cannot take here because of pawn takes f7 check. And no matter what, I will have a series of checks, then queen takes h7 or pawn takes rook promoting with check. And worst case scenario, after taking on e8 with check, he takes queen e4 check, trades queens. So I think this is the most forcing. The problem is I still need to find now the way to proceed. So maybe now bishop f3 makes sense. Knight takes here. This sacrifice, I don't see the point, but all sacrifices have to be considered. Bishop c4, threatening f7, I don't believe it. d3 is the move that scares me. Because my king is really exposed. Maybe I don't have to take it. Like bishop f3, d3, queen b3. And after bishop e6, okay, I'm just a piece up, so I take with the knight. It's very scary, but if I remove the light square bishop, probably after bishop d2, I no longer, even with the pawn on d3, I don't have a problem. So yeah, maybe bishop f3 is actually solid now. The difference between now and before is that now we're a piece up. That's good. So bishop f3, if d3, queen b3. What about that? And the everything's protected, and my follow-up in terms of safety is going to be bishop d2. Yeah, I'm going to go for it, guys. I don't have time to... Oh, yes! Yes! Nice. Wait, that was a good session. 8 problems solved, and I don't know, 10, 12, 17, 21, 25, 36, 40, 47 points. Yeah. Yes, guys, I need to leave now. I'm going to a concert, and maybe I'll be streaming more later, but I don't know. Maybe. So yeah, sorry about this. This was a very short stream, not even barely 1 hour, but yeah, that's what I got. See you later, buddies. See you later, boys. Drunk stream, maybe later, yes. Bye.